Good evening, viewers. Welcome to today's news bulletin. Before heading to the details, a quick look at the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi begins landmark Norway visit after 43 years to boost India-Nordic cooperation in trade, innovation and green technology. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma lays foundation stone for Rs 3.44 crore mini stadium at Damas, flags off vehicles to support farmers. Protest erupts in Shillong as pressure groups and Daistong villagers oppose public hearing for Shree Cement mining project. Congress leader Deborah Marak expresses readiness to take charge as MPCC president if assigned by party leadership. The news in detail. First, the local news. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today laid the foundation stone for a Rs 3.44 crore mini stadium at Damas, North Garo Hills to strengthen sports infrastructure and create better opportunities for youth in the district. The Chief Minister said that the government aims to develop 510 sports infrastructure projects across Meghalaya by 2028. During the program, MOV CDNER vehicles and power tillers under the state plan scheme were also flagged off to support farmers and strengthen market linkages in the organic agriculture sector. The event was also attended by Tourism, Fisheries and Agriculture Minister Timothy D. Shira. Members of the Jaintia Students' Union, Jaintia National Council and residents of Daistong village staged a protest in Shillong today against the upcoming public hearing for the proposed Shree Cement limestone mining project in East Jaintia Hills. The protesters gathered at Malki Ground before marching towards the secretariat but were stopped by police barricades at IGP Maubana. The demonstrators later held a public meeting at the site after discussions with the district administration. The protesters expressed concern over the possible environmental impact of limestone mining and accused authorities of ignoring the voices of local indigenous communities.
With one message we want to like to give to the government that they should scrap this public hearing will organize on 22nd of this month. Why we oppose the public hearing? That means the government of Meghalaya try to violate so many things regarding this public hearing. The government try to violate the environment impact assessment because in every cement company they should have EIA. They should follow the rule and regulation. But in this public hearing, we have seen that the government tried to copy the EIA of Gujarat. That head of the Elaka tried to violate the fundamental right, Article 16. We have seen that they announced that they will not allow anything to participate in this public hearing. So in democracy, anyone who wants to object or support.
Meanwhile, the Voice of the People Party East Jaintia Hills District today announced a sit-in demonstration on 20th May from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in front of the U Kiang Nangba statue at the Deputy Commissioner's office to protest against the proposed Shree Cement plant in Nongkle Ilaka. Addressing the media at the Kia West, Party District President Damiwanhi L. Rimbai demanded that the government scrap the cement project and allow local coal mining activities without requiring 100 hectares of land.
Hadin ba ka parti hi kala simkam hagajede bat kane ka jing persyang jong kane ka Shree Cement Limited ya ka ban wanra ya kane ka project ka jong ka angte hadai stong ni na kaliang jong ka parti lengba i lead Dr. Ricky Eje Sengkan i balong i MP jongi ila ai ya kane ka jingtho ka ba sya ka sarkar India badai ban suspend deban pendam no ya kene ke project hagata ke jaka ti kum ta kum nagaliang jungi kum ke parti ngidang ya budin ya kene ka isu hagata ke debat kene ka jing persya ya kene ka cement company ke ba temu ban wan hangtai hapo ilaka nongkle ban pendam ya kene ka project hangtai hapo ilaka nongkle ban skap ya kasur ka jong pai ba ban pli ya ka jingti do yang kum majulong nai cispa hektar nai kita ki aka rei ai yegi kalat te tangkata nagal yang jungi kum ka voice of the people party gi khot ni wer yegi pai ba bakin yes nok tilang hakata ka jing yesuk lang ngor ke jungi nado shko baji ado san baji rengkat batngi kum kinong yelam jo ka party te ngin sampai kai ka reaction nagal yang jong ka sarkar hadin kene ka jing shong kelang ngor ke jungi.
Health Minister Wailat Miki Shilla today inspected the Swift Care ambulance service in West Janta Hills and expressed satisfaction with its life support facilities and overall performance. Swift Care Ambulance, launched on 3rd March 2026 under Prime Entrepreneurship, operates 5 advanced life support ambulances equipped with modern emergency medical equipment. Founded by George Sim and Bawalambok Rinja, the service has treated more than 80 patients in the past 2 months.
Ni siap mana ini nungkong ni wa yo nungkong ya kenika Swift Care ambulance komanda nika life support ambulance siap thu bai ho ni liang yong ka sarkar ambulance wei te ko kat ni le dang mani dang thu la di thamon wo pelai ga khmat jam man pa kamera ju khana ya pi haki social media atau dang pha le ek study tu kamon gi ga government wa kumde diki tasnya aku mena kam gini gi por em gini gi team gua stang ya ketika Swift Care ni ka life support ambulance gua DM di kawasan Teli ya DM di ki san Teli gi thau te kini ki de teman gi gua chim dei dor temu DM gi phone number gi contact number tu ji pi yo dem nei te charge ki le kam pra phau tung 5 kilometer te sia thu bai haka nika imo haka nika chat ke em kami hai kam hai tu por go man very critical te em kam hai yo ya kini ki ambulance ko life support ko.
Senior Congress leader Deborah Marak today said she is ready to take charge as president of the Meghalaya Pradesh Congress Committee if directed by the party leadership. Speaking to reporters, Deborah Marak said current MPCC's president, Vincent H. Pala, could continue managing the affairs of the state unit even if he moves to Delhi. However, she stated that if the All India Congress Committee asks her to assume the responsibility, she is prepared to do so.
He was MP and Union Minister, but still he managed the state. He can do so. After going to Delhi also, there is no problem. I have seen many that way, many leaders holding 2, 3 posts, but they can manage. It is simply a management. That's what I said. With the blessing of President, with the blessing of everybody, if AICC really wants me to look after the same post you're asking me, definitely I will say yes.
Samanong village in West Janta Hills has launched a community-led agri-tourism initiative aimed at promoting sustainable livelihoods through responsible and experiential tourism. Inspired by the Regeneration Meghalaya project, the initiative combines agriculture, nature, culture and local hospitality to create income opportunities for villagers. A major attraction is a 6.5 kilometer trek through hills, forests, meadows and valleys surrounding the village, offering visitors scenic views of the Umngot River Canyon and immersive experiences in nature. The initiative aims to strengthen the village economy while promoting environmentally responsible and culturally respectful tourism. Dream Mission has launched a state-level substance abuse survey in collaboration with Sankardev College to assess the prevalence and impact of substance use across Meghalaya. The survey was officially inaugurated at Sankardev College today. Initiated under an MOU signed in December 2025, it aims to help the government formulate evidence-based policies for prevention, treatment and rehabilitation. The project will begin in Shillong as a pilot before expanding statewide. Officials said the survey reflects the government's commitment to tackling the drug menace through scientific research and informed policy making. St. Claret High Secondary School organised an anti-tobacco rally in Ampati today under the theme Walk for Meghalaya, Tobacco Free Meghalaya, to spread awareness about the harmful effects of tobacco consumption. Students participated in the rally, which began from the school campus and passed through Ampati Police Station and Ampati Market before returning to the school premises. A signature campaign was also conducted, with students and members of the public extending support to the anti-tobacco initiative. The Jan Bhagidari Sabse Dur Sabse Pehle Information, Education and Communication campaign was launched today at SMELC in Tura. The program was organised jointly by the District Rural Development Agency, West Garo Hills, and the State Rural Employment Society, Meghalaya. Officials said the campaign will run from May 18 to 25 and aims to spread awareness about schemes such as PM Kisan, Ayushman Bharat and social security programs through awareness drives, health camps and outreach activities. The program also highlighted the importance of coordination among departments and active community participation to strengthen last-mile delivery of government services in rural and tribal areas. Now for the regional news. The economic blockade called by the United Naga Council and the 48-hour shutdown extended by Kuki in Manipur continue to disrupt normal life in conflict-hit areas of Manipur today. Hundreds of trucks and passengers remained stranded along National Highway 2 as tensions persisted between Naga and Kuki groups over missing persons linked to the May 13 ambush that killed 3 church leaders from the Thadu tribe. The prolonged blockade has led to shortages of food, drinking water and other essentials for stranded travellers and truck drivers. However, medical emergencies and essential services have been exempted from the shutdown and blockade. Let's now take a look at the top national stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Norway for bilateral talks and the third India-Nordic summit as part of his multi-nation tour. The visit marks the first prime ministerial visit from India to Norway in 43 years. During the visit, Prime Minister Modi will meet King Harald V, Queen Sonja and Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre. He will also address the India-Norway Business and Research Summit. Discussions are expected to focus on clean and green technology, blue economy, trade, innovation, defence and Arctic cooperation. Tomorrow, the Prime Minister will participate in the third India-Nordic Summit, which is expected to strengthen economic ties between India and the Nordic countries. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said India is emerging as one of the world's most attractive destinations for investment, innovation and manufacturing while addressing the European Roundtable for Industry in Gothenburg during his two-day visit to Sweden. The Prime Minister invited global industries to collaborate with India in sectors such as electronics, deep tech manufacturing, artificial intelligence, green energy, infrastructure, mobility, healthcare and life sciences. Mr. Modi said that amid global uncertainty, India is focusing on strengthening energy security and encourage industries to invest in India on a large scale, highlighting the country's growing economic opportunities.
ग्रीन ट्रांजिशन और क्लीन एनर्जी अनिश्चित ग्लोबल एनवायरनमेंट में भारत एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी और क्लीन एनर्जी कैपेसिटी को मजबूत करने पर फोकस कर रहा है। एनजी, टोटल एनर्जीज, शेल, यूमिकोर जैसी कंपनियां क्लीन एनर्जी, हाइड्रोजन, एनर्जी स्टोरेज, ईवी और डीकार्बनाइजेशन में लीडर्स हैं। आप भारत में बड़े पैमाने पर निवेश कर सकते हैं।
Now let's take a look at the top stories from around the world. A luxury cruise vessel at the center of a hantavirus outbreak arrived at the port of Rotterdam today, where Dutch authorities prepared quarantine arrangements for 23 crew members and 2 medical staff still on board. The Dutch-flagged MV Hondius had been carrying around 150 passengers and crew from 23 countries when severe respiratory illnesses were first reported to the World Health Organization on 2nd May. 3 people, including a Dutch couple and a German national, have died since the outbreak began. The vessel, operated by Oceanwide Expeditions, had earlier been stranded off Cape Verde after authorities prevented passengers from disembarking due to the outbreak. Global oil prices extended gains today amid escalating tensions in West Asia and fears of a widened regional conflict involving Iran, the United States and Israel. Market concerns intensified after reports of an attack on the Barakah nuclear power plant in the United Arab Emirates and drone incidents in Saudi Arabia. Officials in the UAE said investigations are underway and warned of a possible response to what they described as terrorist attacks. The ongoing tensions have also weakened hopes of restoring stability around the Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil shipping route. And in sports, athletes from Meghalaya delivered an impressive performance at the National Physique Championship held in Uttarakhand on 17 May under the International Federation of Bodybuilding. Atlanta D. Shira won gold in the super heavyweight bodybuilding category and silver in men's classic physique. Bishal Rai secured gold in junior bodybuilding, while Arjun Basfor earned silver in the welterweight division. Following the championship, Atlanta Shira is set to compete in Assam on 30th May before representing Meghalaya at the Sheru Classic 2026 in Delhi from June 11 to 14, one of India's biggest international bodybuilding events and a Road to Olympia qualifier. The Distinguished Gentleman's Ride was held in Shillong yesterday, bringing together over 150 riders from various biking groups across Meghalaya to raise awareness on men's mental health, suicide prevention, prostate cancer and road safety. Organised by Cafe Racers of Shillong at Courtyard by Marriott, the program featured a ceremonial ride through the city followed by awareness sessions and interactions. The event was also attended by Health Minister Wailat Miki Shilla, prominent psychiatrist Dr. Sandy Aim and East Khasi Hills SP Traffic Lavish Garg among others.
The government for your valuable contribution all this year. I think doctor deserve a big round.
In psychiatry, at the same institution.
Convince their families that buying a bike is a very necessary investment.
Now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report for Tura. Minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius were recorded today. The relative humidity is 80% and rainfall 1.3 millimeter. Moving on to Shillong, 17 degrees Celsius of minimum temperature, 23 degrees Celsius of maximum temperature, 80% of relative humidity and 2.1 millimeters of rainfall were recorded today. Meanwhile, in July, minimum temperature 17 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 22 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 83% and rainfall 5.5 millimeters were recorded today. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and July says rain with thunderstorms is likely to occur at many places. Before winding up the news bulletin, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi begins landmark Norway visit after 43 years to boost India-Nordic cooperation in trade, innovation and green technology. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma lays foundation stone for Rs 3.44 crore mini stadium at Damas, flags off vehicles to support farmers. Protest erupts in Shillong as pressure groups and Daistong villagers oppose public hearing for Shri Cement mining project. Congress leader Deborah Marak expresses readiness to take charge as MPCC president if assigned by party leadership. And that's all we have for you today in this news bulletin. Until tomorrow, thank you for watching.